The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Irojak. In this edition, Makam MP disappointed, PNGDF joins IPSA, and political will to boost creative sector. The Morobe provincial government launched a number of ambitious projects at Watarai's Makam district on Tuesday, May the 6th. Amongst the 8 projects launched were ICT, Tower and e-library, Morobe's solar power system, and a proposed Watarai's Regional Growth Center or township that will service the highways of Lae, Madang and Highlands.
You probably want to send the camera here.
The Morobe provincial government, under the direction of Governor Luther Wenge, conducted a groundbreaking ceremony on Tuesday, May 6th, symbolizing the launch of 8 different projects. Deputy Provincial Administrator Infrastructure, Kisu Lucas, outlined that the projects included the ICT Tower and e-library project, where 2 million kina has been allocated to conduct surveys before 20 ICT towers are built.
We're trying to construct 20 towers throughout the whole district of the province, which we will, unlike DCCL and them, they go and they build it themselves. We will build it for the communication companies. They can use the towers to hang their services out there. So that's a project we roll it out to the whole distribution of the province.
The 20 towers, estimated to cost between 20 and 30 million kina in total, will be constructed in partnership with the National Information and Communication Technology Authority, Universal Access and Service Fund. The provincial government has allocated 2 million kina in this year's budget to commence surveys in the districts of Makam, Nawai, Finchafen, Bulolo, Tewaisiasi, Minyama, Wawaria and Huon Gulf. The other project is K92 Mine Royalties Recognition for Watarai's landowners, a solar power project, a Watarai's Regional Growth Center, a cocoa downstream processing facility, proposed PNG University of Technology lectures on food technology, and cattle range development projects. The proposed Watarai's Growth Center will serve as a township housing a commercial hub as well, located at the junction between the Madang and Highlands highways. This project, however, is subject to clan vetting and registration of an incorporated land group, with Lucas saying the provincial government will assist with the processes. Currently, different groups are claiming ownership of the area where the growth center is going to be built on. All the projects are also subject to funding availability and approval by the respective district development authorities. The provincial administration admitted that the groundbreaking event was rushed as the governor needed it to eventuate on May 6th. This means that the details of each project are yet to be fine-tuned, including consultation with the respective open MPs. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
Member for Makam and Deputy Speaker of Parliament Connie Iguan voiced his disappointment with the Morobe provincial government for launching projects in his electorate without his knowledge. Speaking at the opening of 8 projects at Watarai's on Tuesday, May the 6th, Iguan bluntly told the governor and the provincial administration that he was advised of the groundbreaking ceremony the night before the event.
8 ambitious projects were launched by the Morobe provincial government and administration on Tuesday, May 6th at Watarais in Makam district. In attendance was Morobe Governor Luther Wenge, Provincial Administrator Max Bruton, Deputy Provincial Administrator Infrastructure Kisu Lucas, representatives of telecommunication and ICT companies and other stakeholders. The 8 projects initiated by Governor Wenge include an ICT tower and e-library project where 20 ICT towers will be constructed across the province, a Watarais Regional Growth Center or Township, and K92 mine royalties recognition for Watarais landowners. A composed Makam MP and Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Connie Iguan, who was slotted into the program, told the guests and locals that he had nothing much to say as he was not consulted about the major projects that would be in his electorate.
Me no naplo making planet talk lo you plalo now. Why me talk me no not making planet talk lo you pla? Because all get additional something now you me come up longen lo ceremony. Me sabe longen lo as the night asol. And me must talk through lo ampan lo me. Nugut me kiaman him you pla. Honorable Governor, me welcome him development lo Makam. You yet you look in me come lo parliament lo tutumang lo you mia. Me talk him you say me la look him one him walk by you walk him lo Makam. Because me no look him lo budget. Now me walk him people talk cross through.
Iguan was referring to the budget breakup session at Tutumang on Monday, February 24, 2025, where he voiced his dissatisfaction after Wenge had presented an expenditure budget of 723.96 million kina for this year. Iguan said he was planning on inviting the governor and provincial administration to attend a DDA meeting and outline their plans for Makam. However, before that could eventuate, he was notified of the multi-project launch. The Makam MP told the governor and his delegation that if they see a lack of cooperation from the Makam DDA, that would mean they have no idea of what is going on. To show his disappointment, Iguan did not touch the spade nor dig the soil to symbolize the groundbreaking of the projects in his electorate. Meantime, in response, Governor Wenge told his administration that in future, local MPs need to be consulted about projects in their respective electorates. Deputy Provincial Administrator Infrastructure, Kisu Lucas, agreed that communication with the local MPs is critical, adding they will write to each DDA to support the provincial government's ICT Tower project with 1 million kina each. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
The Papua New Guinea Defence Force today signed the terms of reference to join as a member of the Indo-Pacific Health Security Alliance in Port Moresby. PNGDF was an observer and the signing nullifies its membership in the alliance.
PNGDF Director of Health Services Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Peter Kaminiel signed the terms of reference on behalf of the PNGDF and the state at the closure of the IPSA conference, which began on Tuesday and ended today. Kaminiel said the PNGDF is honored to represent PNG to join as a member and thank the alliance for their confidence and trust to allow PNG to join as a member. The signing of the terms of reference makes PNG the first country to join as a member before being an observer.
Papua New Guinea and the Papua New Guinea Defence Force. Joining IPSA is more than a formality. It is a declaration of our intent. It affirms our commitment to interoperability, to resilience, and to the collective protections of our people. Guided by the principles of trust, transparency, and voluntary cooperations, and align with the Commander's vision to be the best small nation defense force in the world.
PNGDF is committed to working with IPSA to strengthen the preparedness and response system, to expand opportunities for capacity building, and to promote joint civil-military exercises, innovation, health, and emergency coordination.
IPSA as a strategic platform to elevate our capability, strengthen our partnerships, and deepen our contribution to regional stability.
He thanked PNGDF partners, the co-chairs of IPSA Conference, the United States Indo-Pacific Command, and the Australian Defence Force for their unwavering support, technical leadership, and enduring beliefs in the power of civil-military cooperation. A heartfelt gratitude was extended to the World Health Organization and PNG's National Department of Health for their support and efforts in engaging PNGDF in important discussions leading up to IPSA conference.
Been instrumental in initiating dialogues with the Defence Force and involving us in critical activities involving national disaster response preparedness leading up to this conference.
Caminiel encouraged the participants to continue the conversation that they shared during the three-day conference, ensuring that this conversation evolves into meaningful dialogue and an open process of listening, learning, and sharing information for a just and safe community in PNG and across the region.
I call upon all nations represented here to reaffirm your commitment to this mission and vision of IPSA. Let us continue to build bridges across sectors and borders. Let us work not in parallel, but in partnership.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The 2025 Indo-Pacific Health Security Alliance Conference successfully ended today after 3 days of fruitful discussion hosted by the PNG Defence Force, jointly hosted by the United States Indo-Pacific Command, Australian Defence Force, PNGDF, and the National Department of Health. The conference aims to strengthen partnerships, counter aligned influences, and improve readiness, ultimately contributing to peace, security, and prosperity in a free and resilient Indo-Pacific. During the 3-day meet, discussions were had, experience highlighted, challenges and opportunities were disclosed, and a range of networks were built. The Alliance thanked PNG for hosting a meaningful conference this year. The next conference will be held in Malaysia.
Sovereignty and prosperity across the region.
Throughout the week, I was particularly moved by the stories that we heard, not just of challenges, but of innovation and resilience, of teams moving from incident to incident and caring above all with strength and compassion.
The Conservation and Environment Protection Authority and Papua New Guinea Customs Services have a collaborative working relationship in enforcing Papua New Guinea's environmental laws and international trade obligations, particularly in areas related to environmental protection, border security, hazardous waste, and chemical management. This week, both entities signed a memorandum of understanding to enforce restrictions on the import and export of certain specimens, products, and goods. The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority and Papua New Guinea Customs Services cements a partnership that is crucial for monitoring and controlling the movement of protected species, hazardous substances, and regulated products to safeguard PNG's natural environment and public health. The establishment of the MOU now enforces restrictions on the importation and exportation of specimens, products, and goods declared under Environment Act 2000, Crocodile Trade Act, Fauna Act, and International Trade Act was initiated in 2016 to help formalize and enhance the cooperation between the two agencies under the respective laws.
MOA further enhances our ongoing collaboration. It's not that we've not worked together before. We've always worked together, but it just reinforces our working partnership and cooperation. So.
The MOU strengthens enforcement mechanisms for several environmental issues, including the protection and conservation of endangered species and prevention of the illegal trade regulated under the Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species Framework. It also helps strengthen the control and regulations on the trade of ozone-depleting substances, synthetic greenhouse gases, refrigerants, and equipment that are designed to use or contain these chemicals, further demonstrating PNG's alignment to the Montreal Protocol Treaty.
MOU, it's very critical that it will ensure our working in partnership to ensure that we control the burnt substance. One important achievement that we have achieved in the last couple of months is the recently signing of the environment ozone depleting substance under the Montreal Protocol. The Parliament has ratified that one, and it is a milestone achievement for SAPA to assist in combating climate change.
Furthermore, this collaboration will also ensure PNG's compliance with international commitments and enhance PNG's environmental governance. 15 candidates are running for the Rigo Coastal President seat in the 2025 local level government election. The youngest is 28-year-old Norman Laka, who hails from Gabone and Taruba village. Laka believes there are broken systems that need the right leadership to make these systems work again, much of which is related to service delivery. He also believes the youth of Rigo Coast should be empowered to be catalysts for change. Mosi Taugao is the only female contesting the seat. She is from Gabagaba village. Her campaign motto is Better Future for Family, Community and Rigo. Nominations for Rigo North presidential seat has 10 intending candidates, Rigo East 8 and Rigo Central has 17. Overall, 3 women are vying for the presidential seat in their respective LLGs. Campaign period will run for 80 days, which began on April the 24th and ends on July the 11th. Polling will commence on the 12th of July 2025. This is TVWAN News. After the break, Medical Board to uphold standards and CARIA calls for political will.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open Nets.
jackpot is rolling over week on week. 650,000 kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
Let's get Origin 2 underway. Will it be Blues glory or will Queensland send us to a decider? Enjoy the ride. And this will be a try to Kelly. Queensland do hit back with a beauty. And Bresson has a double. They win by 20 and take first blood in the 2025 Women's State of Origin Series.
Welcome back. 7 members of the PNG Medical Board have been sworn in to their official appointments. The board, following the swearing-in ceremony on Wednesday, held their first meeting in which they were left to nominate a chairman.
The Papua New Guinea Medical Board is established under the Medical Registration Act 1980. Its primary purpose is to regulate and oversee the practice of medical professionals within the country. This board will now be responsible for the registration and licensing of medical practitioners throughout Papua New Guinea. They will enforce standards for medical practice, monitor and accredit health training institutions, conduct inspections of private health facilities, and work to maintain and improve the quality of health services and medical practice across the nation. The establishment of this medical board is crucial for maintaining public trust and safety in healthcare systems. This board will now serve as a regulatory body that oversees medical professionals, ensuring they adhere to high standards of practice. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The National Capital District Provincial Health Authority continues to champion equal opportunity and gender equity by empowering young women to build careers in information and communication technology. Through its IT division, NCDPHA has partnered with Don Bosco Technical Institute in Port Moresby to provide hands-on training opportunities for students pursuing studies in ICT. These on-job training placements allow students to apply classroom knowledge in real-world settings, equipping them with the practical skills necessary to advance their careers. In addition to ICT, NCDPHA continues to provide practical training placements for students from nursing and technical colleges, reinforcing its commitment to education, capacity building, and workforce development. The Central Music Association President Alan Kedea is calling for stronger political support and collaboration to grow Papua New Guinea's creative industry. He raised this at a music conference held recently in Port Moresby. Papua New Guinea's music and creative industry needs political will and stronger collaboration to thrive. This was the key message from Central Music Association President Alan Kedea at the National Creative Conference this week in Port Moresby. Kedea told government agencies and stakeholders that while progress has been made by the National Cultural Commission and the Intellectual Property Office, the time has come for solution-based action.
So it should be a national agenda to change the perception of PNG internationally. How do you do that? I'm not sure economically, but I can say that music is a driving factor that will bring people in a safe environment.
Kedea also pointed to safety concerns as a barrier to tourism and global perception. but he highlighted the success of last year's Central Music Festival, which drew 25,000 people without incident, proving that large-scale, safe cultural events are possible in PNG.
We had 25,000 people came through that place and not one incident came up. That's a PNG history. We should have made the front page of the newspaper. Why did we not?
He urged stakeholders to lobby political leaders and push for real policies and investment to grow the creative sector.
So the government needs to make it an agenda that we need to put PNG into a good light, good context where people can see that the good side of PNG. That should be a national agenda. So I think when we come together, when our agencies come together, that should be part of our vision, our objective.
The conference ended with a united call for cross-agency collaboration and stronger government backing to put PNG's creative industry on the world stage. If you've stepped into the Hilton Hotel lately, you've likely been swept away by the smooth, captivating sounds of Easy, Papua New Guinea's distinguished four-member musical group that's quickly become the heartbeat of the hotel's entertainment scene. Audiences at the Hilton have been singing their praises, with many calling their performances world-class, magical and soul-stirring. Four-member musical group Easy has been serenading staff, guests and visitors at the Hilton Hotel lately, featuring Frank Tamarua on piano and vocals, powerhouse leader singer Bemukidu, and two equally seasoned musicians Chris Warupi and On Kajan and Hananiah Timothy on the saxophone. The awesome quartet complete their signature sound, bringing years of professional experience to every show at the Hilton Hotel. Their specialty? A seamless fusion of jazz, soul, and contemporary hits that transform an ordinary night into a memorable musical journey. Audiences at the Hilton have been singing their praises, many calling their performances world-class, magical, and soul-stirring. One regular guest said that Easy makes the evening feel special every time because their music connects with the heart. Bemu's dynamic and powerful vocals soar effortlessly, while Frank's masterful piano skills lay down melodies that blend perfectly with the tight rhythm section provided by fellow bandmates. The result is an immersive and polished sound that resonates with both longtime jazz aficionados and newcomers alike. Beyond their live sets, Easy's growing presence on platforms like Facebook and TikTok offers fans a glimpse behind the scenes, further cementing their reputation as PNG's finest live act. As Hilton Hotel's exclusive performance, Easy continues to raise the bar for live entertainment in Port Moresby, making every night a celebration of music and artistry. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2448 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2373 US dollars, $0.3667 Australian dollars, $0.2021 euro, and 33.76 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, and crude oil closed lower. Cocoa and copper closed higher, and copper, palm oil, and crude oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Greetings everybody, wherever you're watching from. Welcome along to the country's premier national rugby league competition. This is the active model captain.
Looking for options, shot far away to Big Booker and slaps it down.
Oh, there he goes. Try scorer, Mioxa over.
Williams. Right.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning abroad after 3 days of talks in retreat mode, New Caledonia's political parties have yet to reach an agreement on the French Pacific territory's future status. The talks, held with French ministers, have since Monday moved from Nome to a seaside resort in Boreal, west coast of the main island. However, the meeting is yet to reach an agreement. The most sensitive issues among the numerous topics covered by the talks on New Caledonia's future are reported to be the question of New Caledonia's future status and its future relationship to France. A call service for new and expecting parents facing perinatal and infant mental health symptoms has seen a rise in the number of men seeking help. WAN is a short-term support line which has connected thousands of callers with local counsellors since it launched 3 years ago. The service is encouraging men to start conversations and access support during the early stages of parenthood.
For as long as he can remember, Lachlan knew he wanted to be a dad.
When she got there, the fire was out.
But in the weeks after his son was born, the stress of the situation saw his mental health decline.
I was in fight or flight mode, and that there was no real end to what was happening for me.
He was referred to TVWAN.
You've got the TVWAN helpline. You're speaking with Erin. How can I help?
A national helpline connecting new and expecting parents with local support.
I think I was familiar with postnatal depression within mothers in particular. I'd never really heard that term used for fathers or secondary carers before.
Oh, that sounds really tough.
The service has had an influx of callers since it launched just over 3 years ago, especially among men.
It can be really hard for men to reach out for support, and particularly in the perinatal period where they might see their needs as secondary to their partners, so they kind of take a bit of a back role.
The team will often call parents back to check on their well-being.
Struggling in terms of relationship.
At one of the busiest points in their life.
If dads don't reach out for support, then it's going to impact the whole family.
Counsellor Sean Manair is also starting to see more men with symptoms.
A lot of men are probably under the impression that this is an amazing time and being a new father is this incredible experience, and then the baby arrives and they don't feel that.
He says withdrawing from everyday activities and changes to diet and sleep are among the early warning signs.
Postnatal depression in men is a bit of an abstract concept that people just haven't really thought of up until the point that they're experiencing it.
About 1 in 10 Australian men experience mental health symptoms during the pregnancy phase or within their child's first 12 months. And with more services available, it means seeking help has never been easier.
And that phone call proceeded to change my life and our lives in a positive way.
Victoria's new Chief Police Commissioner promises to restore community faith in the force by tackling rising crime while acting with integrity. The government's hoping its decision to appoint from outside Australia will refresh both frontline police and command.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Kia ora and greetings.
And he hails from across the ditch. Mike Bush becoming the first foreign recruit to lead Victoria Police.
And my mission is to ensure that everyone, again within the state of Victoria, not only is safe, but feels safe.
Mr Bush led New Zealand Police from 2014 to 2020, overseeing the Christchurch massacre response and the White Island tragedy. He comes with a crime prevention record.
Public trust went up and crime went down.
You will find a guy who goes after the bad guys and pursues them and gives his men and women the tools needed to be very, very effective.
It's been a tumultuous period at Police Command, with Shane Patton resigning after a no-confidence motion. Mike Bush walks into the job with the state facing rising crime rates and youth lawlessness, an issue he tackled in New Zealand.
Providing interventions and opportunities for young people, and that's why it's a real partnership thing. It's not just for police to address that issue. It's a community issue, it's a government issue.
There's a wealth of challenges that confront Mike Bush at Victoria Police: low morale, poor culture, and the recruitment and retention of staff. The decision to look outside Victoria was deliberate. The fresh set of eyes is what the government wants and needs to shake up the force.
I think it was probably disappointing that we couldn't find somebody locally to do the job, but who'd want it, quite frankly.
We're optimistic that with change comes new opportunities for our members and for the Victorian community. And we've got morale and wellbeing issues in our force that are impeding our capacity to get out there and prevent crime.
Mike Bush will take the reins in late June. He's already eyeing off changes, both cultural and on the ground.
We actually exist to prevent crime and harm. So yeah, we will be taking a different look at that as to how we do that. There'll definitely be more visibility.
The Premier is banking on it.
The Premier has threatened to kill off the Tasmania Devils AFL and AFLW teams if state MPs don't vote to pass special laws to enable a stadium to be built at Macquarie Point. The move has infuriated key upper house independents who've accused the government of political blackmail.
A clear warning to any politicians thinking of voting against the government's stadium-enabling legislation.
If the legislation is not passed, the stadium won't go ahead and the team will not go ahead.
The stadium is being considered by the Planning Commission, but the government is working on enabling legislation that will allow it to be built. If that legislation is defeated, the government will move to withdraw the stadium from the project of state significance process.
It's just the Premier's way or the highway.
The fact is, if we want a team, if we want to start this project, we've got to get on with the job.
With Labor's support, the legislation is already guaranteed to pass the lower house, but it will need 2 independents on side to pass the upper house. This tactic is designed to wedge those who are still undecided.
I won't be bullied into making a decision. In fact, it's quite concerning that the language the Premier is using is quite threatening and appears to be coercive.
In a statement, independent MLC Beck Thomas questioned whether the government was trying to get the stadium built or hoping to see it go down among a sea of shifted blame. She said it was disrespectful to the intelligence of Tasmanians to try to trick them into believing responsibility for the AFL team lies with MPs who had no involvement in signing the deal with the AFL that mandated it. However, she said the Premier's comments have no impact on her decision-making, which would be based on whether there is sufficient information to demonstrate the stadium can be built at Macquarie Point and a clear plan on how to pay for it.
If the Premier thinks he's going to skate through Parliament, threatening the upper house, not providing information to decision-makers, the bill will fail.
By confirming it'll remove the project from the POS process, the government takes away the safety net, meaning if the upper house votes it down, there are no second chances. It's a game of chicken the government is betting it'll win. The draft legislation is expected to be released later this month.
This is TVWAN News. Later in sports, NCD is set for final showdown and preparation for Fiji fight underway.
Cold Pal Lemon is tough on stains and gentle on clothes. Cold Pal Lemon has a great lemon fragrance which brightens your clothes and gives that extra freshness that lasts all day long. Cold Pal Lemon, tough on stains, gentle on clothes with extra freshness.
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
You sabe tu awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity. It can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges, to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello Better Banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
55, it's long, it's good, it's accurate, of course it is! Looking to finish the game, Bobby Hill runs it down! What? Brilliant from Bobby! Bobby Dazzler brings him down! He's going to decide to go alone, he goes himself right to the goal line! Mason Wood!
Welcome back. The anticipation is building up for the 2025 PNG NRL Academy National Schools Championships Grand Final, which takes place on Saturday at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Following their impressive performances in April, where they dominated Pools A and B, the stage is set for an exciting showdown among the top 6 academy teams.
To be seen.
Lays under-15 and under-17 boys teams enter the final as early favourites, having gone undefeated in Pool B during last month's competition in Goroka. However, they face tough competition from Central's under-15 boys and NCD's under-17 boys, both of whom showcased their skills in Pool A matches in Port Moresby. The excitement extends to the under-18 girls open category, where last year's finalists NCD and Goroka will meet again in a highly contested rematch. In the younger divisions, Lay's Year 7 and 8 and Year 9 and 10 teams are also looking strong following their dominant performances at the National Sports Institute in Goroka. Their slick ball handling skills and robust defense have made them a formidable force. Nonetheless, their opponents Central in the 7 and 8 category and NCD in the 9 and 10 category are no pushovers, having earned their place in the finals by going undefeated in their respective pools. The Open Female Grand Final promises to be a thrilling encounter as defending champions NCD face off against last year's runners-up Goroka. Both teams are eager to leverage their experience from previous matches to gain an edge in this critical game. The Apo girls, despite having the advantage of playing on home turf, have had to battle hard against strong contenders like Lay and Mount Tigan to earn their spot in the final. With so much at stake, this championship promises to deliver unforgettable moments and showcase the best young talent from the 6 existing academies in the country. Fans and families alike can catch all the live action on digital TV1 Sports 2. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The stage is set for finals as NCD's under-18 open female and 9-10 male teams prepare to face formidable opponents, Goroka under-18 open female and Lay 9-10 male in the grand final of the PNG NRL Academy National School Championships in Port Moresby. As defending champions from last year's inaugural championships held in Goroka, both NCD teams are eager to retain their titles.
NCD's 9 and 10 male team is gearing up to present a strong challenge to the Lay boys on Saturday. Rookie coach Ben Whammin has been preparing his squad over the past 3 weeks, focusing on refining their game strategy. He emphasizes on getting the basics right, particularly around the ruck area, which includes improving market defense and ruck speed.
Most important thing in the work for defense. The last one plays the championship, really was a defense for Mangi and Nagels one time, no, alright, so now the police have defense in the Lily area, so the police have the ruck area, now Maka defense, Maka square, and walk through this level towards the Saturday's games.
Women, who is also involved in the PNG NRL Bid Academy training program for young coaches and trainers, has embraced the challenge of coaching both the NCD girls and boys teams. He views this as a valuable learning experience that will further his development as a coach. With support from senior coaches, he feels fortunate to have guidance as he navigates his demanding role.
First of all, thank you to the coaching staff. I only played people towards the season. We come this far, and thank you, Lord. Now we are looking towards the game girls. Last time we played 70 and now we are back to back again. Now we hope we are prepared to not come lagging. We hope we walk through the areas we walk through. So boys too, lay and the team every year we come to the finals. We strong contest but we boys only boys already to contest tomorrow.
Reflecting on last year's victory over Goroka, Women acknowledges that NCD girls should not expect an easy match this Saturday. They will need to be at their best to secure another win. Women expresses confidence in both teams' readiness to represent their region with pride.
Wala mga straight already straight to prepare mo ulit to against Simlay Saturday's game grand final. Or boys prepare straight to walk out uli ligara so police ma come now. The police ma bilik we can look forward to Saturday's game grand final on table LA. All pa showcasing the talent to now la Saturday's game Jeffrey Tom football na Araga LC second row John Koma and Santas na John Karan nala absolutely me hope some flora mane moredi lo fishing lay straight.
In the first game, Central versus Lay, Game 2 NCD versus Lay, and Game 3 NCD versus Goroka in the Open Female. Catch all the live action on digital TV1 Sports 2. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The PNG professional boxer Junior Kauko Raka will embark on a journey to Australia for a 2-month preparation ahead of his fight in July. This will be Raka's first international fight, and is aimed at promoting boxing in the country. This preparation trip is sponsored by proud boxing enthusiast Jamie Pang.
The PNG professional boxer Junior Kauko Raka will depart the country on Sunday, where he will reunite with his former coach Jamie Pang to undergo training. Raka is expected to spend 8 weeks in the training camp in Australia. The training includes sparring, which he believes will help him with the fitness.
I'm former coach for me, Mr. Jamie Pang, lo Kens na mami stop training for 2 months. 2 months already lo mi lo take him up this game lo mi lo Fiji. So Fiji opponent lo mi mami to ko beast there. Beast so lo mi lo prepare lo this fight mi have to go training camp or camp out lo city lo preparation lo so once mi talk sa lo Jamie mi welcome lo kasi mi go na ko stop prepare lo so.
The fight date in July has not been made known, but one thing he is sure about is that he is facing the best of Fiji's fighters. For now, preparation remains crucial for him. This fight is important for boxing in the country, as Raka, being the leader in the NCD boxing and an active advocate in promoting the sporting code. This fight is aimed at motivating young fighters.
What I'm saying is me go long him, me still keep him boxing kaman tapet and this la me like him was more lick or PNG or neutral line we like him boxing or must look up lo me na look him and then over can try him ben him pathway where me go long him and then all can go more further gontaplo win him go Olympic Games.
The last time PNG fighter took the ring was in 2023 in Vietnam, where he lost the fight in a tight contest. He's expecting another good fight again. Junior Raka expressed gratitude to his sponsors, Peng and family, for their continued support, the PNG Sports Foundation and NCDC. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Touch football is amongst a few sports in Port Moresby that have no permanent venue to host their competitions. They run their competition on fields available to them at any one time, either at the Sir John Guy Stadium or Murray Barracks. The National Capital District Commission has stepped in to assist with a venue to run touch football competitions. Simon Nwabo, NCDC representative and chairman of NCD Touch Association, highlighted that the city authority has promised to build a venue specifically for touch football to help grow the sport. Nwabo said touch footy is one of the best performing codes in the country. Information on when the venue will be built is yet to be disclosed. World Rugby has announced the full schedule for the Pacific Nations Cup 2025 to run from August 22nd to September 20. This is the second edition of the revitalized and expanded competition that is fast becoming a pillar of the international rugby calendar.
This year's tournament will once again bring together 6 of the most dynamic and passionate rugby nations: Canada, Fiji, Japan, Samoa, Tonga, and the USA, battling out for glory and direct qualification for Men's Rugby World Cup 2027 in Australia, with defending Pacific Nations Cup champions Fiji set to defend their title with a home opener in Suva on 30th August. The Pacific Nations Cup was designed to offer more consistent and meaningful competition for nations in the Pacific region. The 2025 edition builds upon that foundation, offering teams a chance to grow their high-performance programs, compete on a global stage, and provide players with high-performance opportunities. This year, for the first time, the Pacific Nations Cup Final Series will be hosted in the United States, underscoring USA Rugby's growing role in the global game and its lead-up to hosting Men's and Women's Rugby World Cup in 2031 and 2033 respectively. The teams are split into 2 regional pools of 3, minimizing long-haul travel during the pool stage, reducing the tournament's carbon footprint, and minimizing player recovery time. Each nation is guaranteed at least 3 matches, including a minimum of 1 home game fixture, offering critical opportunities for fan engagement, expansion, and awareness of the game on home soil. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. Port Moresby cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Kerama possible few showers and thunderstorms. Homase, lay few showers. Medang, Wewak and Vanimo possible brief showers. New Guinea Islands, Kimbe and Buka, some showers with possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Menditari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast, Pearl Sea, seas moderate to rather rough, becoming rough at times with east to southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots, reaching 33 knots at times. Solomon Sea, seas smooth to slight with westerly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Seas, seas smooth to slight, becoming rather rough at times with northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots, gusting to 25 knots at times. Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots with some gusts. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border, Tudaro to Kiwa Island, Kerama Yule Island, Hood Point to Samar Island. Seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchefin, sea 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Jackpot is rolling over Draw week on week. 650,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq war veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey.